I'm so happy to be here. I'm really, really excited to share this work. I want to, of course, talk a little bit about lineage, because this lineage comes from my ohana. I don't know if any of you folks know Auntie Mahi Nani Koi Koi from Wahine. I don't know if anybody knows her, but this is my auntie. She's over there. Yeah, she's so aloha. And anyway, she taught me this work, and she taught me really in the old style. So, yeah, the first thing she did was she sent me out to La Cruz Bay. Do you guys know where that is? Yeah? All the way south Maui in the black lava, right? And she said, you need to go out and you need to find 4 white stones and 4 black stones and 4 blue stones. And the white is for the ocean, it's the coral. I actually brought a couple of them. And then she said the black is for the aina, and the blue is for the heavens. And as long as you use these, you'll always be in balance. So, first of all, I had no idea what she was doing, but she knew. So I brought her these stones, and in fact, she was a kahuna haha, and she's a diagnostician. She was a master diagnostician, and she could just look right inside, like many of our old ones, and let you know if you weren't assimilating a nutrient in your diet, or past, present, future events that might be blocking your life path or whatever. And so anyway, the first thing she did was she took these stones and she threw them like dice, and she would read them like runes. And so I haven't learned how to do that yet, but she told me all these things about myself. And then she says, take this stone in that between those toes. Take these stones with those toes, walk around like that. So pretty soon my toes are like this, with all the stones inside. And it was excruciating. But I was like, okay, Auntie, whatever you say, like you're supposed to. If you could sign in right there, Maya, and then just grab one of those handouts. So anyway, so I'm walking around like this. And then she had all these different baskets, and I'd pick it up with my pinky toe. Pretty soon I could carry them on top of my feet, I could put them under my toes, and I could walk all around like this, and this went on for months. Then one day, we're in clinic, and Auntie says, okay, climb up. And I'm like, what do you mean climb up? On the table, And I said, what do you mean? She goes, what do you think? I'm trying to teach you how to feel with your feet like you feel with your hands. What do you think I've been doing all this time? And so that began my journey with back walking. And in fact, my Lomi journey began a lot earlier than that. I'm actually a trained physical therapist, which is a very different way. And in physical therapy, we take apart the body. And, of course, in the old way, the practitioner was a psychiatrist, psychologist, herbal medicine person. They were the priest, they were the massage person, the physical therapist, everything all together in one package. And so when I started learning with the old ones, and the first one I learned with was Auntie Margaret, and then many others, I realized, that what our ancestors were doing was way more holistic, way more effective, much more in alignment with the body and the way that the body works, and the body systems, the spiritual body, the mental body, the physical body, all of it all together. And I would watch these kupuna do things that I learned in school, the end result that I learned in school, but the way they did it was with aloha, with compassion, much more effective, much more longevity of care for the patient. And then I just kind of not like I threw everything out the window, but I changed my template. And I went back to the original healing template. And that's what I want to bring forward to you guys today. As I began to study more with the kupuna, everybody says, oh, lomi lomi and healing work was something, aloha, aloha, was something that was practiced in families, generation to generation, one person was taught, another person was taught as time goes on. And that it was ohana work. That the keiki were walking on the parents' backs when they came out of the lo'i or finished eating kapa, that the, kupuna were massaging the babies, they were massaging the hapai women, and the lua men were also doing healing work on each other when they were all busted up. So this has always been something that was happening in community. And the more I realized this, the more I wanted to do my own genealogy and kind of find who in my family is doing this work. And so my journey took me to the island of Maui, and about 6 months after I arrived there, I had a friend who said, oh, you have to meet this woman. She's so aloha, and I told her all about you. She wants to meet you. And so I ended up going to her house the very next day, and she was living in Wailuku in this little apartment. And I remember looking through the screen door, and there's Auntie. Long white hair, beautiful, voluptuous Hawaiian woman. And she looks at me and she goes, what's your name, girl? And I said, oh, Gina Nalawai. She goes, oh, you're Nalawai. I'm an Nalawai. Oh. I said, wow, really? And, I can't even breathe at this point because I've been on this journey, to find someone in my family. And she said, your great-grandfather and my grandmother were brother and sister. And my grandmother came to me in a dream 2 nights ago and told me the family was coming. And so, it's not a coincidence that you're here. My grandmother told me that I need to be ready to teach. So you're going to come with me, we're going to go to clinic. And in this clinic was where I started doing the back walking. At first, when I arrived there, we went from 5 o'clock in the evening till sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning, till every last person was seen. And they would bring their dogs and their kupuna and their babies, and you just see everybody. And where in my Western physical therapy kind of education, they have all these like contraindication, don't work on that, don't touch that. When they have this, don't work on that. But in that clinic, we saw everyone, we did everything, and it wasn't like I'm gonna work with you guys. I mean, I have a paper for you guys. It wasn't like that. Basically, Auntie would read everybody, and then she would also administer some herbal formulas that she had downloaded in Dreamtime. Her grandfather was also a kahuna, Lapa'au. And so she would download these medicines, and she had these men put them into a hydrosol form. So I brought some up there. You guys can play around with them. But in the old days, you could go gather wherever, and now you kind of have to go through the golf course and up the way to even just gather la'au. So she thought this is a way that people can have the formulas and they could take it across the ocean with them. And so she would administer these herbs to people, and then she'd say, oh, go over on Gina's table, go on Evelyn's table, go on Timmy's table, go on Checky's table. And there was 4 of us Haumana there. And she would just look at us and say, oh, you know what to do. It's not like she said, okay, hold here and go like this. Although I watched her do many things like that. People would come in from Baldwin High School, all the athletes, all busted, and she'd go do all this magic and put everything back in, and the guys would be like, oh, thanks, Auntie. That's kind of how it was. And then basically she was one of these people that you come in contact with in your life that gives you this key. And that key unlocks all this template of knowing from ancient times, forever. And that's what she did with me. So she used to, say, what do you see? Close your eyes, What do you feel? Close your eyes, Look with a different set of eyes. Listen with a different set of hearing and inner listening. And so that's how I learned. And she would talk to me in Hawaiian and be like, okay, go on top of the plate, loli loli, back and forth, imua, go forward, go backward, go under the wing. And she'd be telling me all this while I'm working on people. And one person in particular that I will never forget, we were in Kauai. She was doing some healing seminars at the college over there in Lihue. And I saw this guy coming down the aisle, and he had two people helping him walk. He had a swollen liver, like out to here, and his color, he was like yellow, like really in pain. You could just see it in his eyes. So they help him down to where we are, and Auntie says, "Okay, you know, go around Gina's table." I'm like, "Okay, Auntie, whatever you say." So he comes over, and he lies down, and Auntie says, "Okay, climb on top." So I go up there. So she's telling me what to do. Go forward, go backward, side to side, under the wing, and everything. And then she says, now have him lie on his left side. So now the rib is up. And she says, on your knees, I want you to walk the rib cage. So now I'm walking the rib cage with my knees. I know. I'm like, oh, help me out here. So I do that, and then Auntie does a pule. And this guy gets up off the table. His color has returned. This is completely flat. And he walked out of there without any help. And I saw him actually 2 years later. He said, you know, I never had that again. That was it. I believe in miracles. I believe that when you plug into that unlimited divine source that is all-knowing and all-seeing, that there's endless possibilities, limitless. And I've seen it, and I've seen it, and I've seen it. So some people ask me, oh, well, what if can I do this work if I have someone who's really small? And I say, yes, absolutely, because when I was with Auntie, she says, oh, this little tiny Japanese girl, and Auntie goes, okay, climb up, and I'm like, really, Auntie? She goes, sister, you have to think light. I said, okay. I walked on her, and no problem.
Take a light.
So then we have my brother Timmy, who's 450 pounds, 6'4", and when I'm on him, I'm like a fly on his back. So I thought, okay, well, Auntie said think light, so what if I think really heavy? And I climbed on him, and he was like moaning and groaning, like you wouldn't believe. And he's like, wow, it felt like you were 300 pounds on my back, and his back is going crack, 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 crack the whole time. And so, you know, this work is very powerful. The name Kua Lua, I know several people have told me, and I've seen also in some of the Lomi books, Lomi Ae. I'm sure it's the same, but this that Auntie taught me, she called it Kua Lua. And what she said was, you know, the kua, the backbone, of course, and it's our connection, you know, it's our connection to our lineage, and each vertebra representing a different generation that we stand upright upon, that we're stacked upon. So there's the kua, and then the lua is, of course, our martial art form. But, you know, when I asked Auntie about this, because, you know, the lua guys were the bone breakers, and, of course, they had to also know how to heal. But even more than that, she said lua is 99% spirituality and only 1% fight, and then only if you have to. And so, basically, it's taking those concepts of working with the bones, that carry all that mana, and assisting this person in coming into alignment. Now, I went on a Sacred Sites tour with Auntie Leohu Ryder. Does anybody know her? So she's also in our family with Auntie Mahi. And one of the things that she had us do was go out to the King's Trail at Manavainui. And she told us to lie on our back on the trail. And while I'm doing that, I'm lying on the back on the trail, and she said, this is where all of your ancestors' footprints have been over time and over generations. And so I was laying there on my back, and you know, I was in meditation, and I hear Auntie, and she's telling me, girl, if you just turn upside down, this is Kua Lua. I was like, okay, so these feet, with my bones, with all my lineage that have walked the earth for generations and generations and generations in all bloodlines, because we all have the cocoa, the world cocoa in our blood now. You know, walking the backbone and helping that person connect to their own lineage. And that's Kua Lua. So where I used to think it was just like, oh cool, there's this technique, I could use my feet and I could do like this, you know, just like I use my hands. No, it's much, much more profound, much, much deeper than that. And they knew that. And that's the level that our kupuna were working at. And that's why the results were miraculous, miracles, because they were that plugged in. So we're going to be working in that way. And because this is just kind of a short class, normally I do this class in 3 days, partly because we have to go gather our iri, play it with our feet, and then we go and we harvest our ohe, and actually these poor ohe, they're a little bit tattered. Normally we sand them down and we shape them and we wrap them so that they're, you know, strong and they don't crack. So these ones have not had all that aloha just yet, but that's okay. They have mana still, and we use these as our companions while we're walking on the back. So if you're holding hands with your companion, you're not like white knuckles on them, right? You're just they're there for support, just in case you need, just in case you lose your step or something like that. And I really got that those stones were, yes, absolutely about balance, but if you were walking on a tightrope and your focus wasn't absolute, then you would start to waver, right? And so those stones are to help us to balance, but also to focus, so that our energy is clear and in alignment. And so that when we walk on the back, we aren't wavering. And actually the movements, it's a little bit like hula, just a little bit. It feels that way anyway. It's rhythmic. You're working with the body. You don't want to hang out anywhere too long because you don't want them to feel like they can't take a breath. And the way that they journey through the session is on the breath. Because if someone's holding their breath, then that's stuck energy. And not only that, but because there's pressure, and there's pressure inside from them holding their breath, then it's like a volcano. It has to blow somewhere, right? So there's the funny kind, and then there's the not so funny kind. You know, someone could blow a blood vessel, you know, in their eye or something like that if they're not breathing. So there has to be a constant release of the energy that's moving, because energy will move. And you'll hear the bones aligning, and believe me, the bones want to be in alignment. So the idea is that we release everything around the joint. We journey on the breath to help, you know, everything open. And then we elongate the muscles, so we're going to do some stretching. So once everything's open, we do some stretching that helps leave them there where we left them, and it's amazing. You'll see a transformation, and you're opening up all the pico. And that's the intention. The intention is to open the way, open all the drains, open the way, get everything moving. So, in your syllabus, I did put some contraindications there because there's some very obvious ones. You're not going to walk on someone's back if they're pregnant, of course. So this is just for common sense purposes that I have that there. I'm not going to really go through the list. You guys can read it. But so many people will benefit from this type of treatment. I've also had people that are heavier ask me, well, I'm not really going to do this work because, you know, I'm on the heavier side. And I just tell them, you know, walking on the back doesn't mean that you actually walk on top necessarily. Sometimes you can walk from the side. So, and in fact, it does have more to do with how comfortable you are than how heavy you are. Yeah, because you can think light. You think light, you're going to be light. Okay? We, of course, begin with Kule. We close with Kule. And then I wrote down some of a little bit what I talked about already, just so that you guys have it. If you ever need to explain to someone,
I love you.
if you ever need to explain to someone about what Kua Lua is. But of course, there's intention. We talked about that, thinking light. Also, positive outcome mindedness. So you know, if I were to go to that guy who's with the enlarged liver there and think, oh my gosh, this guy is totally busted, I'm going to hurt him, or anything like that, then I might as well not work with him at all. Because I need to focus on, this is a person who is a being of light. He has a healing template that I want to assist in accessing. And all I'm going to do is envision him well, and guess what's going to happen? He's going to come well. The breath, we talked about Ha, the divine breath. This is definitely the vessel. Ho'onopono, intuition, is our guide. So it might feel strange. If you guys are Lomi people already, you're used to working with your hands, it might feel a little bit strange to work with your feet. But you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. And then being in balance. So one of the chants that I was taught, I'm going to share with you guys, just to open the way and to get all of the energy flowing on the inside. And chant is so wonderful for that. And this is this chant is a chant for balance. And so it reflects the aina, the water, akua, kiakua. And so some of you might know this and some of you might not, but we're just going to open with this one because it's a nice balancing one. So it goes like this. I'll call here and you guys can call back, okay? Olaika, olaika, olaika vai, olaika vai, olaika i, olaika i, havai i, havai i, Hawaii, Hawaii, one more. Hawaii, Hawaii, Wakea Kalani, Wakea Kalani, Papa Kahonua, Papa Kahonua, no kaluna koluna, no kaluna koluna, no kalalo kolalo, no kalalo kolalo, o kaponono yae, o kaponono yae, e ola kapua maolua e. E ola kakua maoloa e. Mahalo. Awesome. So, I am going to demonstrate on my sister over here. She has a beautiful little booth right out here. You guys can go to the Smart Tip booth.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I have to be at 105 PS at about 10:20. Okay, we're in there. Okay,
No problem. We've got time.
fabulous.
Okay, so you can lie down, face down. If you have trouble turning your head, this can go under your chest if you like. Okay?
I've been painting a mural for the last 5 nights from 7 to midnight, so this is.
And you might want to take the belt off.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
The belt and the necklace.
Just like going to the airport. Hey, hold on. This is a little difficult. I have no caffeine today. Oh, wait, no. Okay, come. Nah, get them. This one too. Oh my goodness. I left my shoes in the car. That's what it is. Sorry, girl. I need help.
Okay.
Can I keep my Zuma bracelet though?
Yes, yes. We're just going to work on the core. Yeah, so I kind of just picked out the things that you guys would need. I mean, basically, the idea is that we go back to doing ohana work, to work on the family. So when your kane comes home, if you're tired from the day, you can do this. It's really easy. You don't have to be like, oh, honey, maybe tomorrow. Just be like, okay, lie on the floor. Lie on the floor. Okay, where are they? Okay. So if you guys had to see with a different set of eyes, yeah, what do you think would be her primary area of concern? Close your eyes. Okay, open your eyes. Okay, what do you think? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So this is where I see something going on. Not because I'm looking at the bone structure, but there's a lot of heat coming off of that. And you know, actually the heat is coming all the way to here. Can you guys see that? Oh, you can. If I go lower, it's warm. If I go higher than that, it's cool. Anybody want to feel that? Feel it. For me, you know, everybody has their different gifts of intuition. So for me, I see the heat, and it kind of looks like on a really hot day when you look at the ground and all the vapor comes off. It kind of looks a little bit like that. Or, you know, they used to in the 80s have those pictures with all the dots, and if you look just a little bit right, you know, like kind of just almost cross your eyes just a little bit, the picture comes like that. It's like that, just a little bit for me. Everybody has their different way. But anyway, now it's moved. She did some work already. It's here. So it's lower. So the more intention, mahalo, the more intention, the more close the energy goes to her body. The further the energy is away from her body, the more energy is leaving, going out. We want to contain our energy, right? We need it for our health, and so perfect. Are you okay with your head that way? Yeah. Okay, our kupuna use whatever, sticks, stones, feet, hands, elbows, knees, any kind. Shells, whatever you have lying around. Lau. I've been beaten with the tea leaves before, and they help me out. They help me out.
That feels awesome.
Yeah.
That's the spot, girl.
So if I look at her, and just even now look at the bones, she's like a little bit high on this right side. The hip is like kind of hiked up just a little bit. And then you kind of see that kind of all through the back. She's also a little bit more round on the right side. So I just want to take note of that, see what happens after. Kind of take temperature before and after. So I'm just right below the bones that you sit on. And I'm going to hang out here. So if you guys want to partner up and do this, we can do it together. Does that sound good? Yeah, and then the second group can do it too. Second group, we'll switch. Don't worry, everybody's going to have a chance. Yeah.
But I know you can handle. So.
So okay, if they're smaller than you, you think like, yeah?
Thinking light.
Don't be nervous. Leave that all outside.
Can I think tall?
Yeah. If you think tall, yeah. Absolutely.
Feet in the middle.
Feet in the middle. Look, if you get up there and it's too much pressure, go like this. The more broad you are, the more the weight is dispersed, yeah? The more pointy you are, the more the weight is going down.
Too high? Too much pressure?
Everybody have a partner? Wow, are we exactly matched? Amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. We love that time.
Totally.
Love it.
Did it feel more or less?
Someone's peeking inside. Okay, so you're not on the elemu, you're below. So below, right where the bones are, okay? So that if you went like up towards the head a little bit, boom, there's the bone right there. You feel them with your knee.
That's very comfortable.
You feel it?
So this right below it.
Okay, so do you feel like one might be a little bit more tight than the other? What's your name? Come more down.
More down.
Yeah, so where the fold is, right? You're right at that fold line.
So more of my hamstrings and more of my
Yeah, so not on the elemu, you're on the hamstrings, but you're right, like knocking up against the bones that they sit on. So you should feel that.
The sit bones, yeah.
The sits bones.
It's so comfortable.
There. Okay, and so once you're there, do you feel like one is more tight? When you feel one's more tight, you just lean over that one. Okay? Just go on to the one that's tight. You okay?
Yeah, I was laughing because it's going tight. Oh my gosh.
So look at the more
Feels better.
your feet are on them,
So that just hurts.
the less pressure. Right? Because your weight just got dispersed. But the less that you're on them, the more, like what if I'm like this? Then it's like really, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they don't feel you, you gotta get more specific. And if they can already feel you and it's too much, then stay long, stay broad. It is. So grab your stick, grab your ohe friend right here. All right. Okay, so now the one that I was sitting on is kind of like, let me in, right? So now go back to the other side. So where you find the fibers that are tight, stay there. So those of you that are lying down, can you feel it traveling up? Is it traveling up to the mid-back or even up to the head? Sometimes it can. Wants to go up where the tightness is. What those of you that are lying down will notice is that the pelvis is beginning to open and relax. You feel that?
Yeah.
And then when you feel like you can sink both sides, yeah, she's not ready yet. Almost. Right there.
That is really, there's no sore spot on my body. Yeah. I try to eliminate all by myself, but it's a rough one.
Yeah.
An edge of a table.
Yeah, I like to use paku.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of them.
Or even a tennis ball.
Yep, I have tennis ball, I got the ruling thing. I do Pilates, so I do a lot of Pilates. And yoga.
Totally. No.
Yeah, it went away, huh?
No, she never had any.
Yes, she does.
Not here.
The right side, same like her. She's high up there.
No, you can feel it.
Yeah.
She has the same thing. So whatever I do on her,
Is that
I'm
fun?
going to do on her. She has the same thing going on.
Must be painting.
Is it getting better?
Uh-huh.
Is it coming up?
You were at work.
I don't make a pretty picture, but I was.
Okay, so they should be getting there right now, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to soothe with the arch of my foot.
Nice.
Make nice. Make nice.
So tight in there. Whew.
Yeah. You guys want to move on? I figured they just must still be really tight.
We're watching you.
So we're gonna move on. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of stand with your one foot at their shoulder, yeah, and the other foot is gonna go find the waist bone, okay? Find the waist bone. So it's gonna be at the smallest part of the hip, smallest part of the waist. Find the waist bone, and you're gonna just come just below the bone. So it's almost like you're gonna kind of just place your foot on the bone, and then just drop off the pali. Okay? Just drop off the pali right into the muscle. Okay, so you're below the waist bone.
Yes.
Okay? And then get a little longer. So you want to get a little wider. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a lunge right over them. And then, and you're using the pad of your foot, so we're going to use this broad part right there, and you're just going to lean in to get longer. Get longer. Okay? Don't be afraid, and don't bounce. Hang out there. Hang out. Yeah? So it's light, deep, deeper. Hold it. Yeah, and then you're going to move on. So now I'm going to come find the bone again. I'm a little bit kind of more coming down the side. And I'm going to go in again, the next spot. And you really want to make sure that you're below the bone.
Yeah.
So this is just prep for when we go up. Okay?
Opening up.
Yeah, just get everything open. Okay, and then you're going to go down even more. Look, the lower you go, the more long you got to get in your stance. So that by the last one, it's kind of like the gas pedal. The heel is on the ground, and it's like pressing on the gas by the last one. And then when you come, make nice. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the leg into the poloka frog position. So bend the knee and bring the leg like this. Okay? Just like that. Okay? And now the tailbone is triangular, right? Like this. So now you're going to stand and you're going to just follow the triangle of the bone, which is going to be like this. Okay? So I'm going to go right next to the bone. I'm not out on the leg. I'm right next to the bone. And I'm going to use my heel. And if you want to, see how I'm kind of like placing and leaning over. So the more I lean over my leg, the more pressure is going to go in.
Was that involuntary? That was involuntary. Wow.
It's fine. Like it doesn't hurt. That's what's happening.
Huh?
That's supposed to happen.
Yeah. She needed that. Okay? So make sure they're all doing okay. Okay, so you're using your heel. How you doing, sister?
Good. There's just a spot like in here that's really tight when you do that, but it's good. It feels like it was good. Wow. Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, because those you got the area on
Okay, and you're actually going to follow the tailbone all the way to the base, all the way to the end of the tip. Okay, so we're going to coming from here down, right here, that way. Okay. How many of you do some kind of lomi work already? You too? Awesome.
She does.
It's coming up. Yeah, it can travel up. If your head has been to the same side since you laid down, go ahead and turn. If the position with the leg out is too difficult and it just feels too tight for them, you can also do this with the leg straight. Okay.
Make your legs straight.
Okay. And once you get to the base,
That's what we do.
once you get to the base,
More release.
you're going to do the other side. Same thing. Have them straighten out the leg. You're going to go to the other side. You're going to stand at the head of the table. The leg is straight. Okay. Now you're going to go to the other side, straight leg, and you're going to start at the beginning, right? So we're going to find the waist bone. You're going to be standing up by the shoulder. You're going to put your same side leg as the leg you're working on. I mean, same side. And you're going to find the waist bone, drop off the pulley, okay? I saw you too when I was standing in the presenter line.
Shouldn't have to run off here, should all my students
more or less
will yell at me.
Yeah, we have
And
10 minutes.
our talk is hilarious because it's about how you get along with your sisters.
Awesome!
Because we're all community workers, yeah. So just listen to us.
I'm being tentative.
They don't boss you around. That's how
Me to be.
I will let you know.
No, you guys know my sisters.
Very comfortable with you. So
I
I'm
know.
a group, well, the group. Not a group.
It's me comfortable.
The lower that you go, then you're going to put your heel on the ground
I'm used to using my hands.
and pump the gas pedal on the very side.
My stomach can feel better.
Yes.
I've survived.
I just know working with hand lomi, that where you position is key.
There.
I don't know why my leg is twitching.
It's not what feels like I get a little vibrator about that.
It does. And you pay extra for that.
Bonding.
I don't know why it's doing that. It's so weird. I think because I sat on the ground for too long.
Sorry.
Like, you know, when you like lift the weight and you get that shaky thing.
Oh yeah.
Just expending a lot of energy.
It's okay, I'm going to hop on the middle. When you have to leave. Because she has the same thing.
Beautiful.
Okay,
Bring
now
the
my
leg
last one.
to the side and the
Like
frog.
gas pedal.
Okay, when you're finished with that, you're going to come back to the frog position. You're going to take your heel and you're going to come all along the tailbone.
Maui.
You gotta travel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What a gift. This really is a blessing. Thank you.
And it's there.
And you're channeling.
Yeah. More in.
On the side of the tail. That's gonna unlock the right side top. The most important spot is right next to the end, the tip of the tailbone, right? Just outside from there. Because the job of that area is when you take a step, the pelvis goes like this. You take a step with your right leg, it goes like that. And the left leg, the sacrum goes like that. Nancy called it the plate, right? So if they are tight in that last compression on the tailbone, then that means that that joint isn't moving.
Oh my goodness.
Stuck. So sister right here is stuck on the right at the top because she's stuck at the bottom. Yeah, they go opposite. Okay, so you unlock that, you open the tailbone, and there's more prostate cancer, bladder problems than any other time. The reason is because we sit, people. Our kupuna, you didn't sit as much as we did, And so it takes the tailbone and it pushes the tailbone into the bladder, the uterus, and the prostate. So if you can help unlock the tailbone, open the way for nutrients and healing to come to those areas. And all of our kupuna need that.
Okay. I know they're looking for me.
Yeah. Can I have 1 minute?
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. So bring your attention over here. I'm going to have her bring her leg back out. Okay. Already, I can see that this is level, one side to the other here. So just that little bit of work that we did made a huge difference. And my tita has to go in just 1 minute, so I'm just going to show you how to come on top. You okay?
Yep.
So make sure you keep breathing. So I'm going to just demonstrate, but I'm going to break it down slowly and show you. And I always tell them, I want to hear you breathe. Then I know you're breathing, so like be loud about it, you know?
Sorry guys, this feels unreal.
Turn your head the other way.
Turn my head. You have to step on my neck too, okay?
One side. And then bring your arms up, arm up over your head.
Oh my gosh. I usually feel like a 30-year-old, but this feels like a 70.
And turn your head the other way. Oh, can anybody see the shoulder? Yeah. Right-handed. Opening up.
30 years of painting, go girl. Oh. No surgery, no surgery.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, I know you have to rest, so.
No.
I'm gonna call my sister and say, hey, go do it yourself. I'm gonna stay here for an hour.
Yeah. Bend into like child's pose real quick.
Child's pose, I know that one. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good. Okay. Okay? So that's just a little bit more, but I'm going to keep on teaching you
I'm
guys.
coming to Maui.
Okay. Come, sister.
I'm gonna come because I want to learn this. Because I want to think heavy. Nah, just kidding. Mahalo to all you guys. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, I have to run.
Wow. You guys see what a difference
Wow,
your
thank you
is?
so much.
It's
I'm
open.
so
She's like
excited and grateful. Whoa, I needed that. Okay, push me up with my siblings. I'm always like this, so they're used to
My
me.
shoes.
Okay, let me your shoes.
So,
You guys, I'll see you guys later. Oh my
Alright,
gosh.
honey, if I demonstrate on her because she's already open.
She'd be so happy.
Oh my gosh. What's yours? Is this yours too? Or this one? Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Not really, but.
It's great because she needs a partner. I'm going to tell her partner.
Oh my gosh, that was
Thank
fantastic.
you. So, her. Yeah? That'd be awesome. Okay. So now what have we done? We've done the hip. We've done the frog. Yeah? So now the way is open and we can start coming up. So look. Not everybody you're going to want to walk on top. But in this room, everybody's actually okay here. Everybody's okay. Unless you don't feel comfortable going on top, you can come from the side. So basically, I'm going to come in the middle here, and right on top where I was using my knees, I'm going to stand. Okay? You okay? All right. So the thing is, the lower your base of gravity, your center of gravity is, the more stable you'll feel. Okay? So if I just come to here, and what Auntie calls this loli, side to side, so you see what I'm doing? I'm not like, okay? I'm low. It's just like hula. It's just a little bit like a ka'o. Side to side, okay? Everybody should be breathing. Make sure you breathe, okay? And then what you're going to do is once you get comfortable waiting from one side to the other, then you're going to take your one foot at one of those times where you're doing loli back and forth, and you're going to come right on top, okay? Right on top. And where you are is you're not in the small of the back, you're on the plate, but you're just on the opposite plate, opposite side of the tailbone than where you're standing. Can everybody see where I'm at? Okay? And once you've opened up that side, a little bit more on the bone. With the pad, where you are is the pad of the great toe, right? Just below the great toe, that pad right there that you stand on, like the ball of the foot, is what you're using. Okay? And then you're going to come back and slowly back and forth again. And you're going to come on the opposite side. This is your stuff right here. And you're going to find and see what you're going to do because you're only one foot. Is you're going to put this foot here and the other toe pad right there. This right here. This one. Like this. Yeah. Okay? Alright. And so you're just going back and forth, loli. Back and forth, and you're not on the elemu, you're on the bone. So come in a little bit. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, there it is. Let me see. Okay, not on the elemu. On the bone.
You're down here is good. I'm not doing it.
good? Perfect. Perfect. Okay, my cutty, everybody. Okay, so once you guys have opened, come on in. Come on in. You'll get a chance to play. Okay. Okay, so once you've opened both sides here, okay, now you can come right on top of the plate. And your toes are right next door to each other, right next to each other, okay? Make sure you keep breathing. And whatever side that their head is to, you're going to go to the opposite side and you're going to start coming up the back. And you're going to just really gauge how much pressure you're going to put. Not your whole weight, but just some of the weight. Woo, there we go. Don't be nervous if you get a few little cracks. I see some white knuckles going on over here. You get to it and you're good. The lower you are, see how it's kind of like I'm just going backwards and forwards. It's just like taking a big Stairmaster. Okay? Okay, and you're just gonna slowly up and down, okay, on the one side, and then they're gonna turn their head, and you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. How are you doing?
I just don't want to do it wrong side. I didn't see the beginning.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are gonna do the same thing on the other side. So hold on. Get off my head. And where you're standing is still on the bone, on the plate. So that's your foot up on your right foot. Okay, so you're going to stand right where we did with our knees. You're going to stand with the arches of your foot, kind of like that, like that. Oh, no, give me that foot. Below the bone, on the thigh, on the thigh. You're going to go, I don't know.
See, I think I'm more nervous.
No problem.
Feels good. It does? Yeah.
No holding your breath. Everybody's breathing. You did? Perfect. So the idea is that we're going to go lean back and nerve. Bend your knees. Think light.
I'm not thinking that you should.
Okay, stand right there. Stand right there. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to step right there. Yeah, so bring the plate back here. And then you're going to go right there. Yep. There. So just go back and forth. So you're not going to go up to the right. No, she's all good. You got it. Hello. I have one tomorrow also, same time. Okay? And then you're going to put that one there and this one here. Okay, so I'm showing sister what you do when you're not going to climb on top. Okay? When you're going to just do it from the side, it's the same. Okay? So, has everybody done both sides? Yeah. Okay. It's traveling. But we are going to do the next, because that's what happens. It starts in the pelvis. It keeps coming. It keeps coming up. Yeah. We're going to get there. We're going to get you, sister. What are you doing? Okay. Oh, yeah. And if you want to do just from the side like she's doing, that might be a good idea. shoulders. Awesome. So has everybody done both sides? Okay, now they're going to raise their arms. And if you can't raise both your arms at the same time, raise one arm, and you're going to do the one arm that is raised. So I'm standing still on the plate with one foot. Bring your head to the left. The other side. There we go. And then I'm going to start coming up. Bring that one arm down. Yeah. Okay, so this is the hand, this is the position. And when I go, I'm going to kind of slide under the wing here. And follow the breath. And switch sides. Switch your head. And you can do both sides like that. And what you want to do is you kind of want to slide under the wing. Perfect. Perfect. And do both sides? Okay. And now you're going to do the same thing, only you're going to stay same side. So you're standing on this side, and the left foot is going to be on the same side.
Starting at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if you've done both sides with the arm up and the arm down, then we're going to turn them over. Okay? Bully, everybody. Oh, that was good. Thank you. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to have them bend their knees. Okay? And if you're going to take both knees up, and we're going to bring the knees to the chest. And then just go a little bit opposite. Knees to the chest, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to roll. Okay, we're just going to go all the way around one direction and the other direction. And then you're going to place the feet back down on the mat. And the feet are going to be like a little bit more than hip distance apart. Okay, a little bit more, a little wide. And you're going to take the knees and you're going to drop the knees in. And then the other way. And we're going to do that a couple times. How are you guys feeling that are lying down? Okay, and then you're going to take the legs straight. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift the heels. And you're just going to rock the body. And when you're rocking, watch the fluid in the body. Can you see the fluid in the belly and in the legs moving? What happens is you begin to see where it's not flowing, the water. Wherever it's not flowing is because it's tight, dammed up just a little bit. This also helps to open up all the cerebrospinal fluid. It starts rocking the neck because a lot of times what happens is everything from the pelvis and the back starts traveling, yeah? And it has to go to the top. So those of you that are lying down, let your head be heavy. Let your neck rock with the movement. Okay, and then you're going to come to the head of the table. And you're going to take a seat. You're going to have them bring their arms down, okay? And you're just going to come on the shoulders. And you're just going to lowly on the shoulders. You good? And what you're going to do is you're going to start with the arch just on the bone. But as they get looser and you create more space, the heels are going to start turning in and the toes are going to start turning out to where you're more on the muscle, the neck. And the neck should be loose again so that they're getting a little stretch. Okay? And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to have them sit up. Nice and slow. And you're going to kneel right behind them. And you're going to take your hands like this. Yeah, make like a cup like this. And you're going to put your hands right behind the head, just like this. And you're going to sit down on your heels, just like hula. Okay, your knees are spread open to get a little close to them. Okay, and then what they're going to do is they're going to just lean back like they're going to lie down, and you're going to lean back, but you're going to keep your hands there, and it's going to give them a little traction. Okay, so you don't have to think about lifting. And where you want to be is not over the ears, but behind, kind of like hooking the bone. Can you guys see? Can you do this? You're right here, okay? All right. So then again, all they're going to do, they're just going to lie down, and all you're going to do is keep your hands there and lean back. And as they come with you, good. Okay? And then you can just do, it's kind of like a miter, kind of like a hali'i, the blanket. So you're going to take like the blanket energetically. And the blanket is going to come to the pico, okay? And energetically you're going to like let the blanket fall. Right from the crown, all the way down the pico, down the arms and up the legs. Yeah? Pule flows. And thank your partner.
Oh, a little bit. Where's your daughter?
Oh, mahalo. Could go for like 5 hours of that.
What'd you say?
Now we had a birthday.
Oh, Gotta let it just a little bit. So when you do the other side, you have to have them turn their head. You're going to step right in between the shoulder blades. If the ankles aren't crossed, it's a little bit easier actually, because then you don't get caught in the hips of the person who's working. You're gonna go 3 times one way and then 3 times the other way. And then you're gonna place the feet on the mat. And the feet are going to be wider than the hips. And the knee, one knee is going to roll in, and the other leg is going to go out, just like sister over here. And then you're going to sit at the head of the table. Your toe, the pads of your foot, the ball of your foot on either shoulder. And you're just going to slowly drop your shoulders towards the feet. Back foot, not the heel. And just drop those shoulders down, slowly, back and forth. Open up the shoulders. And then you're going to... Think you back, and you just keep on moving back yourself. Lay back, and that's going to stretch the neck. And you want to be more behind the ears. Okay, let's go, honey. Okay, you're gonna. So you can look over there. And our year-long program, you can get your license afterwards. So anyway, if you guys want some information about who we are, where we are, we're up on Piholo in Maui, and you can grab some literature from over there. We're going to just close with our oli. So, I don't know if everybody has anything. You can look on someone else's, or there's some more over here. From the very last page. Let's do it all together. Okay? We'll start all together. No,